Ok, buenos días. Buenos días. Un repasito para la pruebita mañana. Ahora mismo, un repasito para la pruebita mañana. ¿Qué es repasito? Review, and it's not a big review. What kind of a review is it? A little tiny review. So, we are working on descriptive adjectives and nationalidades, yes? Los adjetivos. So, we have, repite todo, simpático.
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 ¿Qué significa?
Nice.
Nice. ¿Qué es el opuesto? Antipático. Okay, mujer, come up here. Come on. Repite, simpático.
Simpático.
Muy bien. ¿En qué es el opuesto?
Antipático.
Antipático. Anti-nice, right? Antipático. Go ahead and hold this. That way you'll stay on task. And Broderius, you're coming up next. Repite, delgado.
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 ¿Qué significa delgado? Yeah, skinny, slender, thin. Okay, delgado. What is it? ¿Qué es el opuesto? Gordo. Sí, ven. We have repite, delgado.
Gordo. Delgado. Gordo.
And simpático. ¿Qué es el opuesto? What is the opuesto? Antipático. Muy bien, we have repite, bueno.
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 Malo.
Malo.
¿Qué significa bueno?
Good.
Good, and malo is?
Bad.
Bad. Ven. Okay, we have repite, rubio.
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 Rubia.
Rubia.
Rubia. ¿Qué significa rubia?
Blonde.
For all intents and purposes of the book, what is the opuesto of blonde going to be?
Moreno.
Moreno. Muy bien. We have repite, rubio.
Rubio.
Moreno.
Moreno.
Rubio.
Rubio.
Moreno.
Moreno.
Simpático. ¿Qué significa simpático? Nice. Delgado. ¿Qué significa?
Skinny.
Skinny or thin. Bueno. ¿Qué significa?
Good.
Muy bien. We have repite, trabajador.
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 ¿Qué significa trabajador?
Hard worker.
Hard worker, hardworking. Okay. Now, be really careful with this one. What does trabajar mean?
To work.
To work, and that is a verb. Okay, that is a verb. This is an adjective. Okay, trabajador. Now, it ends in or. How would you make this feminine? Ora. You have to change the ending to ora, right? Ora. Okay, Broderius, come on up. Trabajadora. ¿Qué es el opuesto? Do you remember the opuesto? This one wasn't a vocab word, but we learned it. What is the opuesto of trabajador? Yeah, flaco is one, and what was the other one? Yep, welcome to my world. Flaco! We have repite, flaco.
Flaco.
Is what? What does flaco mean? Close. Flojo. Flojo is lazy. Flojo or perezoso. Okay? So we have repite, flojo.
Flojo.
Perezoso.
Perezoso.
And the opuesto is?
Trabajador.
Trabajador or trabajadora. Flaco, ¿qué significa flaco? Skinny. ¿Cuál es otra palabra? What is a sinónimo for flaco? Delgado. ¿Qué es el opuesto? Gordo. Muy bien, we have repite, feo.
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 ¿Qué significa feo? Ugly. ¿Qué es el opuesto? Bonito or? Guapo. Repite, guapo.
Guapo.
Feo.
Feo.
Guapo.
Guapo.
Feo.
Feo.
And ¿cómo se dice pretty?
Bonito.
Bonita. Muy bien. Here, you want to hold that one for me? All right. We have, repite, mucho.
Mucho.
¿Qué significa mucho?
A lot. Many.
Careful. Many or a lot. And
In
we're
quantity.
talking about, good job, Garrison. We're talking about quantity here. We're talking about quantity. What is the opuesto? Poco. Muy bien. Mucho or poco. Here you go. You can hold that one up. Okay, we have repite, antipático.
Antipático.
¿Qué significa antipático?
Not nice.
Not nice. Not
Mean.
nice. Okay. We have repite, pequeño.
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 ¿Qué significa pequeño?
Small.
Small. ¿Qué es el opuesto?
Grande.
Grande, and it means big.
Big.
¿Cómo se dice mini?
Mucho.
Mucho. ¿Qué es el opuesto?
Poco.
Poco. There we go. We're getting there. Getting for one. There we go. Bonito.
Bonito.
¿Qué significa?
Pretty.
Pretty. The opuesto is?
Feo.
Feo. Muy bien. We'll give her this one. Okay, here we go. Fácil.
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 Acento sobre la
Ah.
A. Fácil is with the acento sobre la A. Fácil. ¿Qué significa fácil?
Easy.
How do you make this one plural?
Faciles.
Faciles. If it ends in a consonant, how do you have to You have to add
ES.
es. You have to add es. Muy bien, fácil. Okay, next one we have pelirrojo.
Pelirrojo.
Pelirrojo. ¿Qué
Pelirrojo.
significa pelirrojo?
Red.
Redhead, right? Someone who has pelo, hair, that is rojo, pelirrojo. What is the one tricky thing we have to watch out for?
Double R.
Double R in this one. Pelirrojo has a double R. Okay? We have repite. Alto.
Alto.
And the opuesto is?
Bajo.
¿Qué significa alto?
Tall.
The opuesto is?
Short.
Muy bien, we have repite. Alto.
Alto.
Bajo.
Bajo. Gordo.
Gordo. Delgado. Or?
Flaco.
Flaco. ¿Cómo se dice hardworking?
Trabajador.
And the opuesto is?
Flojo.
Flojo or?
Perezoso.
Perezoso. Muy bien. How about nice? ¿Cómo se dice nice?
Simpático.
Simpático. ¿Cómo se dice mean?
Antipático.
Antipático. Good. ¿Cómo se dice good?
Bueno.
Bueno. ¿Cómo se dice well?
Bien.
Bien. Bien. Muy
Got
bien.
this.
Okay, we have repite. Importante.
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 It's important with an E on the end. Don't misspell it on the quiz. Importante. If it ends in an E,
Let it be.
let it be. We don't have to change it to importanta and importanto. Okay? No. Importante. Okay, if it ends in an E, let it be. Okay, we have repite. Bajo.
Bajo.
¿Qué significa bajo?
Short.
Short, and the opuesto is?
Alto.
Alto, tall. We have repite. Malo.
Malo.
¿Qué es el opuesto?
Bueno.
Bueno. ¿Qué significa malo?
Bad.
Bad. Muy bien. Difícil.
Difícil.
¿Qué significa?
Hard.
Hard or difficult. Difícil, difficult. I always think it looks kind of the same. Difícil has the accent sobre la I. El acento cae sobre la I. Difícil. ¿Qué es el opuesto?
Fácil.
Fácil. Muy bien. Okay. We have, repite, moreno.
Moreno.
¿Qué significa moreno?
Dark-haired.
Dark-haired. Dark-haired. And ¿qué es el opuesto?
Rubio.
Rubio. Okay, Summer, you're laughing up here. And we're holding all the cards, so come on up. We have repite, grande.
Oh, snap.
Grande.
Grande.
¿Qué significa grande?
A lot.
Oh, be careful.
Big.
Grande is
Big.
big. Grande is big. And grande is big, but what happens to grande if you put it before the adjective and chop off the DE? Gran. What does it mean then?
Great.
Great. On a lot of your guys' quizzes, you said you had a grande madre, a big mother. Uh-huh. You don't want to be saying that your mother is big. You want to say that you have a grandmother. It was a nice mother. It said something about she is very nice. She is a great mom, right, is what the sentence was trying to get you guys to say. And instead, you guys said, she is very nice. She's a big mom. Careful. We have repite, grande.
Grande.
The opuesto is? Pequeño. And we're talking about size. Mucho is many. And we're talking about quantity. And the opuesto is? Poco. There we go. You guys are getting it. Interesante.
Interesante.
¿Qué significa interesante?
Interesting.
Interesting. Muy bien. Interesting. We have repite, guapo.
Guapo.
And the opuesto is?
Feo.
Feo. We've got the feo. Así, feo. Muy bien. Okay, there you go. You got guapo. Repite, tonto.
Tonto.
¿Qué significa tonto? Yeah, foolish or silly. For all intents and purposes on the quiz, the opposite of tonto is going to be what?
Interesante.
Not interesting.
Oh. Inteligente.
Intelligente. Is it
My bad.
intelligente or intelligente?
Inteligente.
Intelligente. So how many L's?
One.
One. And what follows the L? What vocal? What vowel? E, la E, an I, right? Don't write down inteligente, you want intelligente. Tonto. Okay, we have repite, viejo.
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 ¿Qué significa viejo?
Old.
Old. ¿Qué es el opuesto de viejo? Joven. Ashley's laughing at me. Gordo.
Gordo.
And the opuesto is?
Delgado.
O?
Flaco.
Flaco. Muy bien. ¿Qué significa gordo?
Big.
Bigger. Okay. Repite, inteligente. All right, chicos, vamos. That was not nice. Tell her lo siento.
Tú es muy bonita.
Ah, muy bien. There you go. Two R's. Inteligente.
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 ¿Qué significa? Intelligent. Now, this is one that we haven't seen a whole lot. ¿Qué significa mismo? The same. The same. Mismo means the same. And we have repite, joven.
Joven.
¿Qué significa joven? ¿Qué es el
Young.
opuesto?
Viejo.
Viejo. Now, as I collect these, we're going to quickly review the vocabulary, and I want you to give me the meaning, el significado, and the opuesto for each one, okay? So we have, repite, rubio.
Rubio.
¿Qué significa? Blonde, and the opuesto is?
Moreno.
Moreno. Muy bien. We have, repite, moreno.
Moreno.
We have grande. ¿Qué
Grande.
significa? Big. And the opuesto is?
Pequeño.
Right here, we have, repite, pequeño.
Pequeño.
We have interesante. ¿Qué
Interesante.
significa interesante? Interesting. And we don't have the opposite for that yet. Tonto.
Tonto.
¿Qué significa tonto?
Silly.
Silly. And the opuesto is?
Inteligente.
Inteligente. Repite, inteligente.
Inteligente.
Okay. We have joven. ¿Qué
Joven.
significa joven?
Young.
Young. And the opuesto is?
Viejo.
Viejo. Right here, repite, viejo. Muy bien. We have mismo.
Mismo.
¿Qué significa mismo?
Same.
The same. Muy bien. Puedes sentarse si quieres. Simpático. ¿Qué
Simpático.
significa simpático?
Nice.
And the opuesto is?
Antipático.
Antipático. Muy bien. We have, repite, bajo.
Bajo.
And the opuesto is?
Alto.
Alto. And ¿qué significa alto?
Tall.
Tall. So we have, repite, bajo.
Bajo.
Alto.
Alto.
Muy bien. We have fácil. ¿Qué
Fácil.
significa fácil? Easy. And the opuesto is? Difícil. Muy bien. Repite, difícil. Fácil. Muy bien. Excelente. Difficult and hard. Puedes sentarse si quieres.
Difficult and hard.
Repite, bueno.
Bueno.
¿Qué significa bueno?
Good.
Good. And the opuesto is?
Mal.
Malo. Oh, ahí está. Repite, bueno.
Bueno.
Malo.
Malo.
Good and
Bad.
Now tell me about these two. What do you know about these two? When it goes before a noun, you chop off the O. What kind of noun? Any noun?
No.
Could I be a
Personal
buen
noun.
profesora? No, I'm a girl. So what do we have to do? Buena profesora. So what's the only kind of noun that's going to lose the O? Masculine. A singular masculine noun. Okay? We have, repite, pelirrojo.
Pelirrojo.
¿Qué significa pelirrojo?
Redhead.
Redhead. Muy bien. We have, repite, feo.
Feo.
¿Qué significa feo? Feo is
Feo.
ugly. And then the opposite was?
Guapo.
Or?
Bonita.
Bonito. Okay? We have feo, guapo, and bonito. Okay? Muy bien. We have, repite, trabajador.
Trabajador.
Trabajador. How about a
Trabajador.
girl who is hardworking?
Trabajadora.
Trabajadora. And the opuesto?
Flojo.
Flojo or?
Perezoso.
Perezoso. Muy bien, perezoso. We have, repite, delgado.
Delgado.
¿Qué significa delgado?
Skinny.
Skinny or thin. And the opuesto is?
Gordo.
Gordo. Muy bien. We have, repite, mucho.
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 And the opuesto is? Is that better? Mucho. The opuesto is? Poco. Poco. Muy bien. And then we have, repite, importante.
Importante.
¿Todo bien con los adjetivos? Yes. Okay, so quickly, as fast as you can, I want to see you guys throw them out there. What are the rules of adjectives that you know so far? Tristan, give me a rule of adjectives. Okay, any rule of the adjectives that we've been going over. If it ends in an O, how many forms are it? Like, if we have mismo, how many different forms of mismo are there?
4.
There's 4. Okay, we have the singular masculine, the plural masculine, the singular feminine, and the plural feminine, right? So we have mismo. How do I make this plural and masculine? Mismos. How do I make it singular and feminine?
Misma.
Misma. How about plural and feminine? Muy bien. Mismas. Okay, so if it ends in an O, there's 4 different forms for it, okay? What about if it ends in an E? If it ends in an E,
Let it be.
we let it be. If it ends in an E, we let it be. Like inteligente. Inteligente. How many different forms of inteligente are there?
2.
2. We just have the singular and the plural, okay? Let's review our rules for making things singular to plural. If it ends in a vowel, how do you make it plural? If it ends in a vowel, Jenkins, how do you make it plural? What do you have to add? You have to add an S. If it ends in a consonant, which is any of your letters except for the vowel, what do you have to add? ES. Muy bien. And then if it ends in a Z, what do you have to do? Change it to a C. Good job, Becca. And add ES. Change it to a C and add ES. Okay? Adjectives go after. Adjectives go
after.
And they have to agree.
Agree.
Adjectives typically go after descriptive adjectives. okay? Descriptive adjectives, which are what we just reviewed, they go after and they have to agree. What are the 3 that can go before? We know 3 adjectives that can go before. Case, what's one of them? So far we've learned 3 adjectives that can go before. Because right now we just said that adjectives go after, except what's one that can go before? Oh, you better presta atención, mujer. I'm coming back to you. What's one? Mal. Okay? Mal can go before, and malo comes before, and it loses the O. What else? Bueno. And what happens to bueno when it goes before? We chop off the O, and it becomes buen. Only in front of a masculine noun, right? Only in front of a masculine singular noun. What's another one? Yeah, grande can go before, but it changes to gran, and this one means it also changes the meaning. And what does it mean? Great. Okay, great. Great, grand, terrific. Okay? Now, there's one other kind of adjective, Mr. Jenkins, that can go before. There's one other type of adjective that can go before in your book. What other kind of adjectives can go before? Do I say I estudiantes dos? Does that sound right?
No.
I marcadores tres? No. What else can go before? Numbers. Adjectives of quantity or number can go before. Okay? So, numbers, we know those. You know your numbers. What are the 2 adjectives of quantity that you have so far? Mucho is one of them, so that one could go before a noun. What else? And poco, right? Mucho and poco are both talking about quantity, and they could technically go before. Yes? Any questions there? You vaguely remember that a little bit? Okay. And then let's quickly talk about our nationalities. What did you learn about nationalities from the book? What did we learn? They're what?
When they're feminine or plural, they lose their accents.
Okay, some of them lose accents, okay? And they're not capitalized in Spanish. We have, repite, mexicano.
Mexicano.
Chino.
Chino.
¿Qué significa chino?
Chinese.
Chinese, muy bien. Ecuatoriano.
Ecuatoriano.
¿Qué significa ecuatoriano?
Ecuadorian.
Ecuadorian, muy bien. We have, repite, japonés.
Japonés.
Okay, this is one of 4 adjectives. Okay, what happens to these 4 adjectives that have accents? They lose the accent when they become
feminine.
So only in the masculine form they have an accent. We have japonés. What else? What's another one of those that does that?
Inglés.
Inglés is another one. Summer, you're going to be writing some sentences. Yo no voy a usar mi móvil en la clase de español nunca jamás. Okay, what's another one? Alemán. Alemán with an acento sobre la alemán. And? Francés. ¿Qué significa alemán?
German.
German. Muy bien, German. Okay, so we have, repite, japonés.
Japonés.
Norteamericano.
Norteamericano.
¿Qué significa norteamericano?
North American.
North American. So, does this mean a United States in?
No.
No. What 3 countries could they be from?
Canada, Mexico,
México, Canadá y los
United States.
Estados Unidos. Muy bien. We have, repite, puertorriqueña.
Puertorriqueño.
Puertorriqueña.
Puertorriqueño.
¿Qué significa puertorriqueña?
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican. And what's the tricky thing about this one? 2 R's, the double R and the ñ. Don't forget those. We have, repite, estadounidense.
Estadounidense.
¿Qué significa estadounidense?
United States
citizen, right? Okay, we have, repite, canadiense.
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 Is that Vancouver too? If it was like Vancouver?
I don't know, anywhere in Canada. Canada.
Vancouver in Canada?
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a
Vancouver, Washington, and a Vancouver. There's a Vancouver, BC. And
There's a Vancouver like in every
Okay,
place.
español. ¿Qué
Español.
significa español?
Spanish.
Spanish. Muy bien. We have alemán. ¿Qué
Alemán.
significa?
German.
German. Ruso.
Ruso.
¿Qué significa?
Russian.
Russian. We have italiano.
Italiano.
¿Qué significa?
Italian.
Italian. And then we have inglés. ¿Qué
Inglés.
significa inglés?
English.
English. Muy bien. And then we have francés. ¿Qué
Francés.
significa?
French.
French. Muy bien. Okay, very, very quickly. These are all rules for what kind of adjectives?
Descriptive adjectives.
Descriptive adjectives. You're describing things, right? You're describing things. We've also recently learned about possessive adjectives. So tell me about possessive adjectives. Possessive adjectives show
Possession.
Possessive adjectives show possession. They show possession. Okay? Nunca, 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 jamás. Never, 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 ever. Can you use what in Spanish? Apostrophe S. You can never use apostrophe S in Spanish to show possession. Okay? What verb do we always use when we're talking about possession? Ser. What are the only two forms of the verb that we're going to use? S or son.
Son.
S or son. And what kind of adjectives are these?
Possessive.
Possessive adjectives. The other types were what kind?
Descriptive.
Descriptive adjectives. Okay? Adjetivos posesivos. We use the verb ser and we use s or son. Okay? For possessive adjectives. What are the two ways to say my?
Me and mis.
Me and mis. Acentos sí o no?
No.
No. The two ways to say your.
Tu and tus.
Tu and
Tus.
tus. How about your formal?
Su and sus.
Your formal is going to be su and sus. Okay? How about his and her?
Su and sus.
Oh, his and her is also going to be su and sus. And what about their?
Su and sus.
Their, su and sus. So if all else fails on the quiz, what should you do?
Su or
Pick
sus.
su or sus, right? Okay.
Si.
Now, tell me another strategy. When you're taking your quiz, okay, Hayes. Okay, ask yourself, the number one question you're going to ask yourself on all of these is the object that we own, the thing that we own, is it singular or plural? Okay? Now, do we care who owns the object? No, we don't care who owns the object. So, if all 100 of us, in Spanish 1, own one car, 100 of us own this car. But the possessive adjective that we're going to use, are we going to use a singular one or a plural one?
Singular.
Because how many cars do we own?
One.
One. Okay, what about my family? How do you say my family?
Mi familia.
But there's 100 people in my family.
But it's one family.
How many families are we talking about? One.
One.
So things like that on the quiz, watch out for, okay? If the word after the blank is plural, then pick one of your plural ones. You can immediately eliminate 50% of your guesses, okay? Right there. Now, we have another one. We have our. Why is our a little bit tricky? What's weird about our?
There's 4 different meanings.
Okay, there's 4 different
Ways.
forms for our,
Forms.
okay? We have nuestro. What else?
Nuestra.
Nuestra and nuestro. And then the plural forms will be?
Nuestros or nuestras.
Muy bien. And for all of these, you have to ask yourself 2 questions. You have to ask yourself
Singular or plural,
singular,
masculine
plural
or feminine?
first, and then ask yourself feminine or masculine, yeah? All right, that was your cram session. Buena suerte en la pruebita. Ciao.